this kind of turn towards an attraction to autocrats all around the world, in global north, global south. We've seen it in many countries that you and I can tick off with multiple examples across the length and breadth of the globe. So there is something about the moment that we're living in. I think that it is a confluence of multiple global crises like the Great Recession and the pandemic that have created a downward pressure on public assets, the lived experience of average folks who are seeing themselves buried by the cost of living, by runaway inflation. All those things are real. So I think it's that coupled with the tension that we're seeing again across the board, global north, global south, that comes from the greatest movement of humans across the planet in one time that we've ever experienced. We've seen that over the course of the last 10 to 20 years across the globe, with a kind of hyper migration that's led to a hyper sovereignty, right? The sense of politics of sovereignty around the world, where folks seem to feel that they need to build moats around their countries and pull up the drawbridge, not appreciating that the challenges that we have are transnational in nature and require transnational cooperation. There is greater and greater cynicism and skepticism about democracy itself when people they look around and they don't see the democracy dividend. They don't see how it's paying off in lives where they just feel a kind of spiritual malaise. There's a stagnancy. They don't believe that the economy will be better for their children than it was for them. All of that leads to a cynicism and a skepticism. And when people say we need more democracy, they think, whether it's in Hungary or India or in the United States or in South Africa, with your born free generation, they say, how has this exactly benefited for me? We need a different direction. So there's that, and the reality of several global cataclysms happening in a short period of time, the challenge of the psychology of changing demographics in countries, and then all of that has happened in the midst of a revolution in how we communicate with one another and amongst ourselves, a changed communication ecosystem. That's the greatest revolution in human communication that certainly you and I have ever experienced in our lifetime, but the greatest one that's been experienced since the invention of the printing press, right? So how we live now through our screens, through our phones, in ways that are governed overwhelmingly by algorithms that take us all into our own house of mirrors, which are houses of horror, I think speaks really a great deal as to why we're in the swirl that we're in, not just in the United States, but